boy J1 on me. This will be a quick little video for the tutorial for anybody who wanted to see it, and so I can have a refresher on the tutorial system as well. Okay, attack and counterattack. A unit's two main actions are movement. You can attack without moving or moving them. Or once you attack, you cannot move when it will tell you if that unit is on their team. Okay. Must be adjacent to the target unit. Okay. Click attack and then choose a weapon and move, adjacent, attack. Combat with adjacent opponents occurs sequentially, alternating between attacks by the attacker and counterattacks by the defender. In the combat scene, your HP meter is shown in the bottom left, enemies in the upper right. Tell if each HP meter is the same as on the map. You did a lot of damage. After the combat ends, the unit is destroyed. The HP of the unit's torso reaches 0. The HP of a left or right arm reaches 0. The hand and shoulder weapons on that arm can no longer be used. If the HP of the legs reaches 0, that unit can only move one square each. Can't attack because arms are going. Next, we'll learn more about weapon types. There are 3 categories of weapons that can be equipped on Wanzers: short range, machine guns, shotguns, and other close range guns. Melee weapons, punches, rods, and knuckles. Long range weapons is missiles and rocket launchers. Just like the first one. Each weapon type has different characteristics. And I use a melee weapon if the target enemy unit is not adjacent to you. The order of attack is different in price of melee weapons and short range weapons. Normally the counterattack comes after the initial attack. For melee weapons, the opponent can counterattack first. Destructive power of melee attacks requires close to an enemy, and that can be dangerous. Like dual blade. Looked like it did say that in the menu. If the attacker uses a melee attack against an opponent holding a short-range weapon, the opponent will perform a counterattack first. However, if the opponent also has a melee weapon, then the counterattack will occur after your attack or after. Yeah, but you have close range. They're shooting you while you're closing range. Missiles and rocket launcher are long-range weapons that allow the enemy to be attacked from a distance. The biggest advantage of long-range attacks is that the opponent cannot counterattack. Long-range attacks can attack enemies from a distance and are not subject to counterattacks. They also can limit a unit's movement. AP system differences depending on the attack method. AP system. Weapon types. AP system weapon types. Units are assigned action points, which are the pilot's ability to perform actions on a turn, all sorts of actions. The movement uses 1 AP point to move 1 square, and with the cursor shows the AP cost. AP is also used during combat. Try moving and attacking with the machine. 2 AP to move, 5 AP left. It used to show you how much AP right here in the window is going to cost to attack, but the AP consumed by an attack differs depending on whether it is a long range, short range, or melee attack. Short range attacks consume 2 AP. Okay, so short range is always 2. During combat, AP appears next to HP bars, used by attacks in real time. Okay, went from 5 to 3. If you do not have enough AP after moving the unit to use a weapon, you cannot attack with that weapon. But short ranges need to always have 2 left over. Long range attacks assume more AP because of the advantages they provide. Movement takes AP, just like with short range attacks, so units with long range weapons might not be able to attack after movement. Long range attacks require 6 AP, and you'll probably start with 7. So a unit that moves 2 squares or more won't be able to perform a long range attack. You can move 1 square. You can see a long range attack consumes 6 AP. That's crazy. How does gain AP is they get more experience. There's also more action in a single turn, such as moving further before a long range attack. There's no AP cost for melee attacks. So even if the unit uses all of its AP on movement, it can still make a melee attack. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. In the first one, that wasn't true. Yeah, double blade. In the first one, if you had no AP, you just had no AP. Notice that no AP is consumed during a melee attack. But that's the benefit of melee in this. They basically have the highest mobility. Like, I mean, they have the highest mobility because they don't have heavy weapons on. But they also, just because of the fact that they can attack, even if they don't have any attack point. And your remaining AP is converted into an accuracy bonus for the attack. Oh, wow. So the melee don't move, they're pretty much guaranteed to attack the hit on their next turn for the most part. That was the hardest thing about melees was the accuracy of them. In other words, if you are going to attack during a turn, it's better to do it without moving to it. Okay. Attack and evasion. AP is also used for evasion and counterattacking during the enemy's turn. First, in your movement without doing anything. Open the command menu by pressing the circle. You press circle to open the command menu. Am I supposed to evade or attack? Attack. Remember that evading uses 2 AP. Also, counterattacking consumes an additional 2 AP since it's a short range weapon. That's 4 altogether. Or did I have 7? There are 3 AP left for combat. Remember, the evading uses 2 AP. Didn't evade though. 1 AP left for combat. Uses 2 AP though. I don't have 2 AP though. You have 1 AP remaining, which means that you cannot evade, and it'll be easy for the enemy to attack the hit. Counterattacking with this short range weapon consumes 4 AP, 2 for the attack, and 2 for evasion. So you use 2 for evasion regardless. Okay. So I could have tried to evade all 3 of those attacks, but since I chose to counterattack 1 time, last attack I couldn't try to evade. At the start, units recover up to 7 AP, so be careful and keep an eye on a unit's remaining AP. Not being able to evade means that you could unexpectedly take a lot of damage from enemies, so it's worth paying attention to. But I mean, I tried to evade and I still got hit anyway. On the other hand, you can use this to your advantage by attacking enemies with low AP, hitting them more easily. This means that concentrated attacks on a single enemy can reduce his ability to evade. Melee attacks consume 0 AP even during counterattacks, but you still use 2 AP because of the evade. So any unit equipped with a melee weapon can always counterattack without thinking about the amount of remaining AP. One possible tactic is to equip melee weapons so that your units can always counterattack. Interesting. Okay. Weapon status is its own characteristic. That's one to check the performance of equipped weapons during the game. This is the weapon status window. Equipped with each part. Left hand is an example. Equipped on the left hand. Type property is the equipped weapon. The type of weapon equipped on the left hand. And the property is piercing. Okay, see the type right there. P for piercing. Okay. Yes. Oh, shit. Okay, PC is punch. NK is knuckle. That's rod, machine gun, rifle, shotgun, autocannon, flamethrower for FR, bazooka, grenade, missile, rocket, anti-aircraft missile, anti-aircraft rocket, cluster bomb, and cannon. Yeah, I'll remember that later. I mean, I guess it's kind of self-explanatory if you know all the different weapons that's in the game. Grenade, missile, rocket. Okay. The weapon and armor type. The attack power of equipped weapon is displayed as attack power times number of hits. The machine gun is 12 times 5. Means the attack of 12 damage will be made 5 times. The amount of damage dealt depends on a combination of several factors. The accuracy of the equipped weapon, range of the equipped weapon, minimum to maximum range on the 1 finish. BT displays the amount of ammunition in the equipped weapon. Yeah, like why is they call it a BT though? Why don't you just call it like AM for ammo or something? Or AMM. Or MUN for munition. Each weapon holds a certain amount of ammo and consumes 1 round per attack. 9 ammo, so it can attack 9 times. Once its ammo reaches 0. Ammo can be replenished by reloading the weapon with an ammo item with the corresponding weapon type. It can be used without limit. Basic items. Might go through this one fast. Using an item consumes 4 AP. So actually a pot of a Wanzer, parts with 0 HP cannot be restored. Body. Okay. Yes. Try to restore it. Restore a part with 0 HP? Oh no, it's restore, not repair. Yeah. Reloads the weapon. Machine gun. Okay. Yes. Just like with weapons, you can't refill a weapon with ammo of a different type. But not made for machine guns. Pilot statuses. Yeah, pilot skills. This one shows the pilot's abilities. Ash in border. This is the pilot's name and Wanzer's nickname. And Bounder. So the Ash is in Bounder. Honor points. 1 point is earned for each enemy part destroyed, and the star mark is earned after a certain amount of honor points. And just tell me how many honor points? So she maxes. Once 3 or more stars have been accumulated, this pilot can learn an honor skill. Pilot's AP. So the current and maximum value of AP. Pilot's overall level. Pilot's melee combat level. Means better outcomes from melee attacks. Yeah, better outcome, better outcome. Specializes in one particular combat type. This is indicated by the highest combat type level of the three. The pilot specialty levels up faster than the other combat types. Pilot's ability to control their wanzer. Okay, so that's what that is. Short range combat. The pilot's ability to sight enemy weapons. It affects short range and long range combat, so it's just your accuracy for the most part. The pilot's ability to work with the mechanics. Affects long range combat. Okay, so mechanic is for long range people. Sight is for everybody. Control is short range. Pilot's vitality. This affects melee combat. Vitality is for melee. Because melee monsters want to have more HP. Control is like evasion. So higher control stat is more evasion, higher sight stat is more accuracy, higher mechanic stat is missiles and bazookas, higher vitality is melee combat. This is like defense. Okay. Currently equipped skills. Okay. Status damage. Status damage, also known as anomalies, may occur. Different anomalies is effective in various ways. Pilot is stunned. All the pilot's actions are disabled during stun. How do I see? Where do I see that at though? I see it over his head, but where do I see? Where do I see this listed? Status. I don't see this listed nowhere. Just have to remember what the symbol looks like, I guess. Yeah, just okay. Okay. Stun can occur when attacked by stun skills or weapons with stun effects. Chance recovery is 50% after 1 turn, 75% after 2 turns, and 1% after 3 turns. Then you can say stun 3 times. Pilot is terrified. Pilots cannot attack during terror. They can't move though, right? Yeah, you can still move. Just scared. No status. Join us anywhere. Terror can occur when attacked by terror skills, weapons. Same thing with the okay. The pilot is panicked. Used during panic, AP consumption is higher than normal. Don't like it. Still the same. Panic can also occur if one unit is attacked by multiple enemies in a single turn. S lock on. The pilot is in S lock on. Short range lock on. When S lock on, the evasion rate of short range attacks is reduced. The harder to dodge short range. Is caused by attacks with radar weapons or similar weapons. Lasts for 1 turn. Long range lock on. So square for short, circle for long. One turn. Only affect enemies. Surrender. The pilot is surrendering and cannot take any action. The pilot leaves the battle. They disappear from the map and do not return. Okay. Battle controls. Rotating the map. I've learned that already. There's a way to zoom out. When the turn, press R2 and L2 to switch units. I learned that already myself. You can check the movement range and status of enemy units during your turn. First press square when the movement range is displayed to enter free cursor mode. Move the cursor to any enemy unit and select it by pressing it. So I look at the enemy units. Return the cursor to the player unit. Okay. Okay, we're done with that. Advanced operations. Shield defense. If a unit has a shield equipped, they can use it to defend themselves when attacked by an enemy. The shield can reduce an opponent's attack damage to 0. First choose evade and see what happens. Without a shield, the unit will take damage unless they successfully evade. I'll try using the shield. Attacked twice. The shield successfully defended the attack. Enemy attack was reduced to 0. Depends on its size. Larger shields are more successful. Also has its own chance of activation. This is the chance that the shield will activate automatically, even when the unit doesn't choose to use the shield to do. Higher chance of activation means a greater chance that the shield will activate automatically. Continue. Oh, I thought it was going to teach me something new. Eat that up. AP system, AP recovery. Start the player turn and at the start of the enemy turn. It calls AP to not fully recover. If a unit is adjacent to an enemy at the beginning of its turn, it will have a -2 modifier for each enemy unit. Oh, wow. So if you surround an enemy, 2, 4, 6, 8, that's negative. If you surround the enemy on all 4 sides, they won't recover any AP for the most part. That's crazy. In this situation, a unit with 7 AP will only recover 5 AP. So a missile launcher wouldn't be able to attack with his missiles if someone's right next to him. Enemies located diagonally to a unit will inflict a -1 modifier for each enemy unit. Wow. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can inflict a -12 on somebody. I mean, there's no way you can actually do that. You would need 8 Wanzers for that, but still. That is kind of crazy. In this situation, a unit with 7 AP will only recover 6 AP. Conversely, nearby friendly units will help recover. Oh, nice. Adjacent diagonal allies provide a +1 modifier for each friendly unit. Can you recover it over? Probably not, right? In this situation, a unit with 7 AP will recover 6 AP because the adjacent enemy applies a -2 modifier and the nearby ally unit applies a +1. Yep. So how many AP will the unit in this example recover to? So they had 7. They lose 4 because of the enemy. They gain 1 because of the friendly. No, they lose 4 because of this. They would go down to 3. The friendly gives them 1. Wait, it's 5, right? They had 7. They lost 2 because of that enemy. Lost 2 because of that enemy. Gained 1. What would he recover to? He could recover to a 4. It's not here. Correct. Units surrounded by enemies may not. Oh, it's diagonal. I was counting that one as a 2, but it was on an angle. He was actually only losing 3 from the enemy, not 4 from the enemy. He was losing 3 from the enemy and gaining 1. So I mean, he was only losing 2 from the enemy, which means he would recover to 5. The enemies may not be able to recover any AP and so might not be able to evade attacks or take other actions. However, the same applies to enemy units also. Okay. That's new. It wasn't something that's in the first one. Weapon and armor attribute. On attack attributes. Machine guns and rifles deal piercing, deal shock or impact damage. Flamethrowers deal fire. More than 1 attack attribute. Missiles do fire and impact deal. The attack attribute of the currently equipped weapon can be found by looking at the weapon window under. P is for piercing, S for shock, F for fire. Those who combine attack attributes are represented by 2 letters, such as fire, shock, FS. Armor for wands and parts is classified into 4 attributes that are similar to those of weapons: normal, anti-piercing, anti-shock, and anti-fire. Parts with anti-piercing armor reduce damage from piercing weapons. When attacking the enemy, check the armor attributes of his parts to determine which weapon can inflict the most damage. Try matching attack to the opponent's armor. Equipped with 3 different parts of armor. Select the proper weapon. So he has defense against fire. Defense against piercing. Defense against shock. If I move here, I can attack with anything other than the fire. His anti-fire armor, piercing and shock attributes. Do fire. Anti-piercing, shock, and fire. shot. So I could do piercing. Okay. Engaging air units. Enemy units will include tanks and many other different types of equipment. You may find that you cannot attack helicopters, VTOL fighters, and other flying units with your currently equipped weapons. Really? Melee weapons include punches, cannot be used. Weapons such as surface missiles, rockets, and flamethrowers are also ineffective. A rocket is ineffective? You just said I couldn't though. Yeah. Evade. Counterattacks. You can only use weapons. Okay. I just end this one. No, this already. Can't just end this. Anti-aircraft missiles, anti-aircraft rockets. They can inflict tremendous damage on thinly armored flying units. However, these weapons are ineffective against any other type of unit. They have to be equipped at the right moment. Ah, that's something I could put in my backpack. It's only air to air. This is AM, the air missile. I forgot what PC is. AA. But why do that though? Oh, you know what? I didn't even try to shoot those helicopters in the first mission with my missiles. Maybe they couldn't actually hit them. Anti-aircraft missiles are long-range weapons, so you cannot counterattack them. Are effective and have a high hit rate for both ground and flying units. Therefore, the machine guns are the most versatile weapons in the game. Just like the first one. Couldn't go wrong with a whole squad of double machine guns. Use to counterattack flying enemies. The geo value. Terrain defensive capabilities, also known as geo, affect the evasion rate. But it's important to choose terrain with a high geo value when moving close to the enemy, which are not affected by terrain. It was not determined by the type of terrain, such as a road, grass, and a swamp, but by whether the square has obstacles nearby. It can be used as cover. On natural terrain, trees and rocks are counted as obstacles. Squares surrounded by trees will have especially high geo value. Cliff sides are also good. Areas surrounded by cliffs and trees will have particularly high defensive ability. Geo value of the square with the currently selected unit is shown below the unit's portrait in the upper left corner of the screen. Currently it is displayed as Geo 15. The current cursor location is displayed on the opposite side. On the right side of the screen, with the cursor to check. You have a value of 30. You have a value of 20 over here. 20, 25. Okay. That's what the geo does. In the city, buildings and cars are obstacles. The center of a wide street has less cover and a low geo value. Move alongside buildings as much as possible. Parked cars and other vehicles in the middle of the road provide some cover. Narrow pathways between buildings provide the best defensive capability. I'm at a 5. 10 right here next to the car. 15 because of the building in the car. The 20 because it's a narrow thing. 35. Okay, what about the gate? Gate gives me 5. Gives me 15. In this little parking lot. 25, 30. Is the car in a building in this parking lot? This parking lot just gave me an extra 5. Just because I'm always next to something, next to the gate right there, but not next to something else though. Parking lot just giving me hell of just being in here. Interesting. Okay, I have to remember that to look at these geo values as I'm moving around. Okay. This is the end of the geo value tutorial. Honor skills. All pilots have honor points. Honor points are awarded by destroying parts of enemy machines. The more battles you win, the more your reputation grows among your enemies and allies. Honor can be, she has 3 stars. 10 AP. Got hella skills too. Refresh, surprise, AP minus. Level 16 total. 18 is short range. Sight is high. 16 is, goal is pretty decent. The unit's number of stars reaches 3 or more, they have the chance to learn an honor skill for each additional star. Okay, so once you get to 3, you get 1, and then 1 for each additional star. So you get 5 honor skills. Unlike battle skills, honor skills affect units in the 8 squares around the Wanzer. Oh, wow. However, they do not affect the owner of the skill. Whether the skills affect the surrounding enemies or the surrounding allies depends on the skill. Units in the area of influence of an ally equipped with the honor skill will turn blue. Ah. So what skill does she have? Like a shield or something? Units in the area of influence of an enemy equipped with the honor skill will turn red. Okay. Enemies can equip honor skills too. If your unit is turned red, it will be affected by enemy honor skill. See what honor skills they are equipped with in the pilot section of the status window. But they didn't tell me the honor skills though. Moving and move costs. I'm sure you told me this already. And by its power output and weight. The greater power output, the further ones can move. Heavy parts and weapons can decrease in mobility. Move in the static unit's window. Move is 9. How far a unit can move. Spending packs require movement costs. However, so Not always possible to move the distance indicated here. Two legs work well on flat ground, but are hard to use on rocky or sandy areas. Own strength is weakness on different terrain. Costs less to move on, while forests, mountains, and rivers cost more. Move the unit to see the difference in movement according to leg type and terrain. Okay, I don't need a tutorial for that. Tires, hover, caterpillars. I like tank treads. I want to check none of them. Good. I don't need to check this. Yes. Slopes and uneven terrain require more movement costs. I can just end this tutorial. Continue. So I gotta pick something. Self-explanatory. The more difficult terrain, the more AP is gonna cost to move through it. Different legs move differently through terrain. New tutorial. Other items, mobility. Each one has its own mobility value. Percentage of its weight relative to its total power input. Fair power a Wanzer has. Shown in unit status window. Affects movement on the map and apply a modifier between -3 to +2 to the base movement power. Interesting. Also grants a bonus to evasion and affects the hit rate of all attacks except long range attacks. Okay. Mobility affects that? In other words, a lighter unit is more likely to hit the enemy and avoid enemy attacks. May not always be a good idea. Alright, that's the end of that. Alright, so next video, we'll be continuing where we left off last video. And I'll see y'all then. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and I will